Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to Awaken Positive Power, where I am Jemima Godsall and I am an ambassador for Theraexpressions Meditation, where mental health matters. This is my co-host, Darcy Marta. Hi, Darcy.
Hello.
Pleasure to see you again. And we're here to talk to you about mental health topics. Each week we come with a different topic and we discuss things surrounding that topic, just to normalize the conversation around mental health issues. Before we get started, there is a disclaimer down below. And if you do know of anyone who needs help, or yourself, or if you know of someone who needs help but you don't know how to deal with it and you need help that way, there's a 988 number in the USA. 988. Fantastic, easy number to remember. There are other numbers down below, guys, if you are listening from overseas. So please check that out. Anyway, today we're going to talk. Darcy has an interesting thing about being a victim, or choosing to be a victim in a situation, or how you can change the choice of how you sort of perceive that situation. Is that correct, Darcy? You had a story? So I'm looking forward to it. We haven't touched on this, guys, so we're just going straight out. I don't know what she's going to say. I'm excited.
No, I know. I'm going to just surprise you with something. Yeah. So I just wanted to tell you that I had a really crappy week. It was a crappy. Well, it started a couple weeks ago when my car was vandalized. So my car was vandalized. I have a Prius and my catalytic converter was stolen, right?
So sorry.
It's just really garbage. The big garbage thing about that, besides the fact that it was stolen, was that Toyota has known about this for a long time and has not sent out any kind of help protection plan or anything for its Toyota drivers. Like, hey, this is happening. You really should do this to help yourself with this. There is something I can do, but no one offered. No one told me about it. Not even the Toyota company that I took it to have my tune-up. I took a tune-up last year and they could have said, hey, you should get this thing on your car so it doesn't give it. Nobody said anything. Wow. They let me be a sitting duck waiting for it. And it is an epidemic. And so not only that, so now my car is sitting at the Toyota dealership, right? Sitting there for 2-3 months. They don't even know when they can get the part. So there it sits. So they have known how long? Years. 8 years? 10 years? They've known about this problem. And nobody has done anything to help the consumers deal with it. And that I could have maybe taken some kind of action last year and nobody offered or suggested or considered telling me maybe I should do this thing. And now it's going to sit there, right? For 2-3 months. And of course, my insurance pays for rental for 20 days.
Oh my gosh.
So it's all out of my pocket.
And they're not compensating you at all? Toyota isn't compensating you at all? Like what?
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone should sue. You guys should, all the consumers should sue them.
Exactly. So it's good. That would take a huge organizing. And so, we'll see how many people feel as angry as I am about that. It's like, wow, really? You guys couldn't have thought of something 8 freaking years ago when you knew that? And now talk about a pandemic. It's an epidemic. There were 6 cars hit in my area the same night that mine was hit.
Oh my God.
Come on. Wow. And that's just one night. Come on. And then they busted 2 rings where the things are held in a warehouse, right? So they're held in a warehouse and they found these 2 warehouses full of these converters. So they busted 2 rings. That's only 2 rings. And you know that it's like becoming nationwide.
What can I ask a side question, just out of interest? What are they doing with the parts? Like, why are they stealing those parts?
Because there's precious metal inside of the catalytic converters that they really want for.
Anyway, that's not important.
They sell it for a lot more money, and it's easy to steal, and it's easy to take off of these cars. So anyway, so there's the first one. So that's when it started, right? And then I had a fallout with a close friend of mine. A dear friend of mine. We have very different perspectives on something. And when you have a fallout with a friend, it can be so deeply disappointing, just so deeply disappointing. And all I have to say is that it takes a while to process. So don't jump to reaction of, you're a total idiot. I hate you. I'm never speaking to you again. Right? To not take that route, but to go, wow, I really just don't want to talk to you for a while. I really need to process my relationship, friendship with you, my understanding of, you're 50% of all your relationships.
For sure.
So you can't just point the finger at one person and say it's you, because then there's 3 fingers pointing back at yourself.
Good way to look at it. Yeah.
That's the Navajo for you. So that's their saying. It's very impolite to point your finger at somebody, but you also have to remember it's 3 pointing back at yourself. So, and that's true. 50% of all relationships, you're only 50%. So you look at their behavior, but you have to look at yours. So, big devastation I have to do. So that, I'm telling you, I'm just full of complaints. This is where this story is going. It's just complaint after complaint after complaint. So then I get COVID. Okay, so now I'm sad about my friend. I'm sad about my car. And now I have COVID and I feel like garbage. I have a fever that's on and off. I have a cough. My body is aching from my head to my groin. My broken ankle foot weird thing from 2018 is like numb. I have to keep rubbing my foot. I'm just so physically uncomfortable. I don't want to eat. I've got to take medicine. I don't like medicine. I made myself take some Robitussin the other day. I was like, ugh, I feel like I'm taking poison. Hey, I'm just miserable. Miserable Sally. That's me. Miserable Sally.
Bless you, Darcy. I'm sorry.
Right? So I'm sad about my car. I'm mad about my car. I'm sad about my friend. I'm miserable with my body. I have piles of laundry to do, and the dryer goes out. So I got the dryer.
What next? And of all things, at least the dryer could work.
The dryer goes out. So I can still wash my clothes, but then I either have to hang every little piece on a little rack, or I gotta schlep it to the laundromat and dry it there and then come on. But I feel like garbage because I have COVID and I can't go in public.
Yeah, you can't get it.
So my laundry is just piling up. In the meantime, my son is sick too with COVID, and he's miserable. So I'm taking care of him while I'm taking care of myself. And he is not a good patient.
Okay.
I have a theory that men tend to be not very good patients.
Horrible, absolutely horrible.
Just across the board. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit chauvinistic in that respect, that I kind of dump on men as patients and kind of go, oh, okay. They just don't, right? They kind of lie there and moan. It's like, oh, help me. Anyway, so there's that. So now my laundry is just big. I still have to do some work. I still have work to do. So I have to pay attention to work, and I have clients. I need to take care of my clients too. So I have to figure out those things. I have to give things attention. Anyway, it's hard to sleep. I'm uncomfortable. So I decided I'm just a miserable human being.
Oh, Darcy. Oh, bless you. We know this. So when you feel like the world's just against you, you just feel like I suck. Everything. It's just so. I'm sure you can all relate. We've all had a moment like this. Bless you.
Right. So I go outside and I decide to sit in the lounge chair under the tree and try to take a nap. So that's what I try to do, is take a nap, because it's a beautiful day. It's kind of clouds, right, Puffy? The sky is blue. There's a soft breeze blowing. It's not too hot. It's beginning to be fall. That terrible, hot weather is dissipated finally. And it's really beautiful outside. And so I said, I'm going to go sit in that lounge chair and take a nap. So I lie down and I cannot sleep. And I'm so uncomfortable physically. I cannot get comfortable. Everything hurts my body, everything, no matter how I sit. And so I decide, Darcy, how many tools do you have?
Yeah.
Right? You can lie here and be a miserable victim, uncomfortable with the lounge chair, or you can tap into what you know and what you experience. So I stopped being uncomfortable and I started observing. I just started observing myself in space, being in that chair and under that tree. And I started with my sense of hearing. And first thing I heard were the little tiny birds. There's these little tiny birds that come. There's the North American bluebirds, and then there's these little, I don't know what they are, these little gray birds that make a little peep sound. So there's birds singing and peeping, and then there's hummingbirds zipping by, zoom, zoom. And then there's the breeze blowing in the trees and the leaves. And I think, wow, I am so lucky and grateful that I have this yard, that I can be sitting outside at this moment, experiencing nature like this. I am so grateful. I'm so lucky. And then the little, bugs would fly by. And then I would hear the children across the street with their voices playing, right, and yelling. And then I would hear the neighbor taking the trash out. And then you'd hear a car drive by, and then a plane overhead, and then silence, and then the birds, and then the breeze. And I thought, we're so busy. We're so busy, all of us. We're such busy, busy creatures. And we're all working towards something, right? Work is good. If you're doing the work that you love, like I'm assuming that bees love the work they're doing. I'm assuming that the birds love the work that they're doing. Oh, and I didn't even mention the squirrels that are so busy running back and forth. This one has a nut. That one's got my last tomato. Tomatoes because the squirrels have eaten it. I'm like, glad to feed you. And not only did he eat my last tomato, he threw the piece of it into the potted plant. I'm like, oh, thanks for helping me with some fertilizer.
Bless, how funny character.
Right? And I'm thinking, the squirrels are busy and so are people. We're really busy. And the point here is if we're too busy to enjoy the work what we're doing, then we need to find work that really fills us up.
Yeah.
And that there's no reason to feel like a victim, because these things that have happened to me all at once happen to people all the time at different times.
Yeah.
Your car gets hurt one day. That's why you have car insurance, right? Your dryer goes out. That's why you have a warranty, right? You get sick. That's why there's medicine and doctors, right? And that's gratefully why I have a bed, right? And I'm so grateful that I have a refrigerator full of food and somebody willing to go get it for me, and friends who will bring me medicine. My friend Sherry dropped off Robitussin for me. I'm like, I don't know how to say thank you, but I'm saying thank you. I don't like Robitussin, but I need it, right? And so just lying there, really experiencing the movement of the world through nature, and that you don't need to string all of your unfortunate events together as if they're, happening to you to make you that victim. But you realize that the world has continuousness of events, and that you choose where to put yourself in those events. I could choose to lie there and go, wah, 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 or I could choose to lie there and go, yeah, okay. These things happen, and they happen when they happen, because the world is full of events. Everything continues, and we have a continuum of doing. That's what we do. We can't ever stop doing, right? Or we diminish. It's like you can't stop thinking, because then your brain wouldn't work. But you can meditate. And so since I couldn't nap, I did meditate for quite a bit and got my single pointed focus down. So I stopped spinning out. And then I really enjoyed staying outside. And I let my whole miserable self take a break, walk away, and come back to my okay person safe. self.
Beautiful.
Back to
Beautiful.
myself again. So that's my story to share with
Such a
you.
lesson to learn from that, isn't there? Like, it's so easy for us as human beings to play, to surrender to the victim role, because we don't want to be, it's like you feel like everything's against you, people, the world, and it's so easy for us to and play the victim. But then we do have a choice, don't we? It's the powerful choice of how to respond to whatever's given to you. In the moment, I understand a lot of things are harder than that, but even after the experience, you can, when you're healing from the experience, you can still play victim, or that's when you can really choose and go, no, I'm going to empower myself this way, and choose to not, and rise above and take a learning lesson from it. And that's a huge learning, a reminder for yourself, Das, of your tools that you had, and to stop and see how lucky, fortunate you really are, and also help yourself out when you're with your body, when you're feeling uncomfortable, you're able to help yourself and just stop and go, okay, this is not going to work this way. So you observed, and it shifted your whole reality. Like, you shifted your whole being. And how powerful is that? How beautiful and powerful is that you were able to do that, and remind yourself that you do know, have these tools, and you do know how to do that. Such an amazing experience. Good for you. And I'm sorry that it happened once, but remember, you're never given enough that you can't handle. So you obviously are a very strong woman. You say all the crap at once, but yeah.
The funny thing is, it's always harder to get a good perspective when you're sick.
Definitely.
That's the thing, is it's really easy to get depressed when you're sick, and I was lying there thinking about so many people who are lying at home sick or in a hospital sick, and just it's that feeling of feeling defeated, being, maybe you were hurt in an accident, or maybe you have this, debilitating illness, and to feel sick it takes away that, sense of control or purpose. Takes away that sense of purpose, and you lie there going, what is the purpose of me to just lie here? And to be observant, to be the observer, and to see the world around you, and realize that I don't have to be out there mowing the lawn to observe it. I can actually watch the lawn grow. Mm-hmm. And I can be sick for a minute and just watch the birds fly, and I'm still a part of that. Mm-hmm. I don't have to be scrubbing the bathroom and making money and, running across town. It's, to do XYZ. I can listen to the fact that the world is still turning. Yeah. Right. There's things that are happening around me, and I'm still a part of it. Just with my sense of observation and my appreciation, total appreciation for the fact that cars are going, planes are driving, people are working on things.
Excuse me. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah. So it was really, I really understand being sick and getting depressed, and how easy that is. And to be a victim too, when all those things are happening when you're sick, you're just like,
yeah, of course.
So not fair.
Of course, yeah. And I think, ever since Chris and I moved to our land here, we've learnt, to just, as you say, to pause, and the beauty in just being a part of the natural evolvement of the universe, and especially with nature. As you said, you observe the birds and things. It's so easy to sort of flow with nature and feel part of the momentum, but life still goes on. Then we come out of our little circle, a little private love circle, and we see the world just bustling past still, and we're like, wow, people do forget to stop and breathe and pause, and that you're just as much a part of the universe when you stop as you are if you're moving through it. And sometimes even more so, because now we observe things more, we appreciate things more.
That's it.
We smell the flowers more, we look at the sun more, the birds, every little ant we see is just, there's got characters, and it's precious, rather than rushing through and missing all this beauty. Missing people in their heads and their phones, missing the beautiful things right in front of them. And so it's so important. It's so important to take time and to pause and stop. And I'm sorry that sickness forced you to do that. But granted, isn't that a gift, though, in a way? Because you had forgotten that it was a choice of play victim or how you're going to deal with this. And you got to realign with yourself again and go, I've got tools to enable me to be okay. And it was beautiful. I mean, what a great awakening again, a reminder of how you know how to do it, but just step back into it,
And it really reminded me to do it
for a second. I'm sorry. I just want to blow my nose.
Blow. Ah, chew. Oh, you sound like me.
Allergies. Mine's allergies though. So anyway.
Yeah, sure. She's got COVID too.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Yeah.
But you know, because I do it for other people all the time. You know, I do it for clients a lot. You know, I could talk somebody through this situation and help them with this situation and give them suggestions and give them hypnosis and let them readjust their nervous system. And then I'm like, well, I got to do that for myself.
Yeah.
That's the big lesson, you know, do hypnosis for myself, do my deep trance work for myself so that I can reset my nervous system, and then my body can start to heal itself.
Yeah.
The more you stay in victim mode, the harder it is to heal.
Yeah, totally.
You can't really heal when you're all like, you know, and tight. That tension, it kind of compounds itself. It's this cycle.
Completely.
I'm really sad, mad, and angry and victim. And now my body's going to be tense. And then my tension makes the stuff even worse. And it keeps going back and forth. So.
And you also attract what you are. So you're attracting even more negative things or negative people or negative responses back into your life on top of it. So then, of course, you've got more reason to play victim to it because you just, this vicious circle goes around. You've got to break that cycle, break that circle somehow and find your mindfulness or your meditation or whatever it may be. Just break the cycle and step out and remember, you know, that we never have to be a victim. In the moment, I get it. I understand there are some experiences where you are a victim, but after the experience, it's how you choose to deal with it. How do you respond to whatever happened to you? Do you rise up or do you fall down and keep on bantering and crying when that's not going to help anybody, particularly yourself, oneself, you know, particularly the victim, the person who is going through whatever they're going through. It's, you know, you can stay in that mode forever and never evolve, and you'll never grow from it. You'll just always be damaged rather than rising up and growing from it and inspiring other people, you know. Amazing. So, well, I'm sorry that all of that happened to you, but you know what, firstly, you aren't given more than you can handle, so as I said, you are a powerful woman, but secondly, a beautiful reminder of how all the tools you have and be able to come back into yourself and change the whole reality of your experience right now, you know, which sucks, especially when you're sick physically. Oh, I know those aches and pains, they just hurt, don't they? So I'm so sorry you're going through that. Just remember to step back into your mindfulness.
I'm totally good now. I'm good now. And it's just a really important reminder for everybody who is listening is to allow yourself to take care of yourself. It's okay, you know, do nice things for yourself. You don't always have to do them for somebody else. Your life doesn't have to be about somebody else. It doesn't have to be about your husband, lover, boyfriend, girlfriend, son, daughter, mother, father, etc. Right? It can be about you. Your life should be about you. And then you are 50% of all your relationships. Take care of yourself, and then your relationships are much better. Right?
Beautiful. Well, on that note, do you have a card you can pull for us today, Darcy?
What would you like to say? Ask the cards, or how?
Ask about something about self-care, self-love, like it's something to do with taking care of yourself. I'm not sure of the question, but like something surrounding the self-appreciation, self-awareness, self-care.
Okay.
See what comes out.
Sure. So I took John Holland's Psychic Tarot deck.
That's such a beautiful cover.
Isn't that so lovely?
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So I like his tarot deck. It's really, really interesting. And the card that stepped out when you were asking that was Hope.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful cards. My gosh, they're stunning. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, really.
I like that. Okay, hope is good. Let's give it to us.
Good. Like the word. I like that word.
Never lose your hope.
I have great hope that this is going to be an uplifting card.
Yeah.
So let's see here. If I could just find it.
No worries.
I don't know these decks very well. I'm really having fun though, learning to use them. You know.
Well, while you're finding it, Darcy, I'm just going to tell them to don't forget to like, share, or subscribe. Just spread the word around. It helps the algorithms on YouTube, and we believe that these conversations really should meet a lot more people than it are. So if you are watching this, go ahead. Come on, do us a favor, guys. Anyway, Dust, did you find the card?
I did. Hope. Okay, so this card of hope focuses on the qualities of hope, faith, healing, aspiration, success, and finally enlightenment. When this card appears, know that a special wish you've made may be fulfilled at this time. The hope card will help show you that the impossible can indeed become the possible. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible and the difference between success over failure, and above all, who we are, is the power of your belief. This card serves as a reminder to use your natural ability of intuition, the language of the soul, as you reach for your goals and your desires. The future can be yours when you have hope and trust in everything that you do. Soon others will be attracted and drawn to your inner light. Learn to share your experiences and lessons, for those around you will also realize that by having faith and pushing forward where one may have felt no hope before at all is the key to success. Above all, maintain a positive attitude starting right now, this very minute. Will allow your soul to soar. You'll discover an opportunity to shine as you reach for the stars. So the traditional tarot archetype of this is the star.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So that had a lot to do with what the story was about today, was, right? To not let yourself sink, right? To let yourself hope and to let yourself believe in yourself and your perspective. You're in control of you.
And you were re-enlightened to what you already know,
Yeah.
to down to yourself, how to come back into your true self rather than falling victim to your circumstance. So good for you, Darcy, and beautiful card. Well, thank you again. What a beautiful topic. I'm sorry that you had a shit week. I'm glad you came soldiering on, and I'm so honored that you're here today. I did actually mention, guys, I said, Darcy, don't worry, if you're feeling sick, just you can have a week off. She's like, no, see you then. I'm like, God, what a warrior. So bless you, and I honor you and respect you for that. And don't forget to pat yourself on your back for doing that too. All right, I love you, ma'am. Thank you, guys. Peace out. See you next week. Bye, Darcy. Love you.
Bye-bye.